What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for MLB Friday, May 28th.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon.
so you don't miss our new videos.
In this video, I'm going to go over my top DFS picks for today's MLB slate.
And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made.
Okay guys, we have a 12-game slate tonight, so let's take a look at the pitcher position. So I like the studs here tonight. The studs are in a pretty good spot. So you got Garrett Cole, Walker Buehler, and Hyun Jin Ryu. So I'm going to go with Walker Buehler. And he's pitching against the San Francisco Giants. Now, Walker Buehler, he's giving up a .694 OPS versus lefties and a .586 OPS versus righties, facing 5 lefties and 4 righties. And I like this pick because the Giants have only hit 16 of his last 62 pitches. That's a .258 batting average. He's 11,000 FanDuel salary, and he's 600 less on DraftKings. He has an ERA of 2.78. His record is 3-0 on the season, pitching an average of 95 pitches per game. He's projected at 40.2 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 38 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 43, 52, and 33 fantasy points in the last 3 games. And I like this pick because Vegas thinks this is going to be a low-scoring game. Only 7.5 runs scored in this game. That's their over-under. So I like Walker Buehler here versus the San Francisco Giants. Okay, let's take a look at the catcher first base position. I like Carson Kelly with a 31% batting advantage over Johan Oviedo. Carson Kelly, he's batting a .831 OPS versus righties, and Johan, he's pitching a .908 OPS versus righties. That's 37% worse than his pitch to lefties. There's no at-bats versus Oviedo yet, and Carson Kelly is 3,300 FanDuel salary and 1,100 more on DraftKings. Projected at 10.4 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 11 fantasy points per game on the season. And he hasn't done that well the last 3 games, scoring 0, 0, and 3 fantasy points. So I think he's due for a big game here. So I like Carson Kelly here versus Johan Oviedo.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Now guys, just as a quick note, we just released a free DFS contest on Draft Dashboard for MLB and NBA for DraftKings and FanDuel. There's over $500 available in the prize pool, and this is a totally free contest you can enter as a Draft Dashboard member. So make sure to click the link in the description of this video, give Draft Dashboard a try, and you can start playing in our free DFS contest and compete to win some money. Okay, and another player that I like here is Garrett Cooper with a 39% batting advantage over Martin Perez. Garrett Cooper, he's batting a 1.013 OPS versus lefties. So he's batting 30% better versus lefties as he does righties. And Martin Perez, he pitches his worst ball versus righty batters, giving up a .751 OPS versus righties. There's no at-bats versus Perez yet, but I like this pick because Garrett Cooper is only 2,400 FanDuel salary, and 1,300 more on DraftKings. Projected at 9.9 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 8 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 7, 0, and 6 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Garrett Cooper here versus Martin Perez. Okay, let's take a look at the second base position. I'm going to give you a bunch of value plays in this video because you're going to want to play one of those stud pitchers. So you're going to have to save some salary with your batters. So I like Nick Madrigal with a 15% batting advantage over Matt Harvey. Nick Madrigal, he bats a little bit better versus righty pitchers, batting a .746 OPS versus righties. And Matt Harvey throws his worst ball versus righty batters, giving up a 1.075 OPS versus righties. There's no at-bats versus Harvey yet, but Nick Madrigal is only $2,700 FanDuel salary and $600 more on DraftKings. So I like that price on both sites. He's projected at 7.6 fantasy points here tonight, but I'm going to bump that projection up to at least 9 fantasy points because he's averaging 9 fantasy points per game on the season. He's got good splits tonight, and he's been on fire, scoring 15, 12, and 16 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Nick Madrigal here versus Matt Harvey. Okay, let's take a look at the third base position. I like Isaiah Kiner-Falefa with a 12% batting advantage over Justice Sheffield. Isaiah bats pretty much the same versus lefty and righties, batting a .722 OPS versus lefties. And Justice Sheffield, he's giving up a .704 OPS versus righties. And I like this pick because Isaiah is 3 for 8, batting a .375 batting average and a .819 OPS versus Sheffield. I also like this pick because he's only $2,500 FanDuel salary and $1,500 more on DraftKings. Projected at 9.7 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 3, 6, and 7 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Isaiah Kiner-Falefa here versus Justice Sheffield.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, who do we have at the shortstop position? Another value play here. This is a super value play. I like Freddie Galvez with an 11% batting advantage over Dallas Keuchel. Freddie Galvez, he's batting a .735 OPS versus lefties, and Dallas Keuchel, he's giving up a .666 OPS versus switch hitters. Now, I think there's always someone in the comments making fun of me because I can't pronounce these names, and I swear, guys, no matter how many times I look up the pronunciation or I hear the pronunciation, when I read the name, it just comes out bad. So I don't know what to say. I'm awful at pronouncing names. Make fun of me. Go for it. Leave your comment in the description below. Tell me how awful I am at pronouncing names. You're right. I 100% agree with you. Okay? So Freddie Galvez, he's only $2,300 FanDuel salary, and he's $1,100 more on DraftKings. Projected at 8.8 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 9 fantasy points per game on the season, and he scored 19 fantasy points last game. So I like Freddie Galvez here versus Dallas Keuchel. Okay, moving on to the outfield position. I like Mitch Haniger with a 9% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, Jordan Lyles. Mitch Haniger, He's batting a .859 OPS versus righties, and Jordan Lyles throws his worst ball versus righty batters, giving up a .887 OPS versus righties. So Mitch Haniger is 1 for 1 with a 2 OPS versus Lyles. He's 3,300 FanDuel salary and 1,600 more on DraftKings. Projected at 10.8 fantasy points here tonight, averaging 12 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 7, 16, and 6 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Mitch Haniger here versus Jordan Lyles.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.